jumping ahead just a little bit in the conversation, then we'll come back to what you just mentioned there, that this is a woman who's working in St. Louis and depending on your service in Illinois, that sometimes we start to think that problems and issues stop and start at the river. But is this a regional problem?
Absolutely. Because of so much overlap of where working families, get their means to provide, and many of the programs that have not been funded are prevention-based programs, and some of those are to prevent delinquent behavior. And that certainly can cross the river. There's no boundary when it comes to crime and violence. That's one example.
So back up to more examples of what we're seeing. Tell me how is this affecting people in a real way on a daily basis?
Well, we are at a critical point, and right now for older adults, which is who we serve, there's no transportation services anymore. So if you're in an area where you don't have public transit or the ability to access a bus, you're stuck in your home. So if you need dialysis, how do you get there? You have to depend on your friends or neighbors if you have no relatives. That's a critical life-saving thing. So if you don't go to dialysis, soon you'll die. I mean, that's the only option. So if there's no way out of your house, you have some serious issues. And that's been a real problem in our region, is this whole issue of how do we get people to where they need to be.
I think the crisis for us is we're, as a multi-purpose agency, we work with a lot of other agencies. And as Evan said, the real catastrophe is that so many of the programs we serve actually are saving the state money. And for example, like the Redeploy Illinois, which is provided through the Children's Home and Aid Society, for about $5,000 a year, it keeps kids in the community. If they end up being incarcerated, it costs the state $100,000. Just like the services that Joy provides, we provide services that keep our seniors here in the community. If they end up having to be placed in a nursing home, again, it costs 10 times more than it would to keep them in the community. So, it's hard to understand from even a budgeting standpoint why they would choose not to fund these programs that are actually so cost effective for the taxpayers, in Illinois. And so, this is why we're trying to push, hey, get a budget passed and let's save the taxpayers some money.